All right, guys. So here's how we took this home improvement utility brand in Australia from 0 to 26.7K in 1 month with a 16x ROAS, spending just 1,600. All right. Now, there's a lot of things to focus on here, right? First of all, right, is it possible to go from 0 to 25K plus in revenue with Google Ads? Yes, it is. Number one. Number two, is it possible to achieve such a high ROAS with low ticket? Yes, it is. And number three, do you need a large budget when you're starting Google Ads? You don't, right? We're spending around 1.5K per month, and that's the result, right? I'm going to show you exactly how we did that because that's where obviously the devil is in the details, as they say, right? So, first of all, I'm going to zoom in because I can't even see anything. All right. So, first of all, people need to understand that the real money when it comes to Google Ads is generated in the back end, right? So, for example, before anything, your landing page, your offer, your CRO, that's where things have to be as optimized as much as possible, right? So that's the first thing. So the great thing about this client was that they had a really optimized landing page, offering bundles, offering sales, showing really the benefit of their products, right? Now, the first step we did, which I didn't even add here because it's super crucial that, it should come to you without even thinking, is competitive research, guys. And that's something that, again, is absolutely pivotal. You need to look at the competitors in your niche. You need to look at the big dogs in your niche and look at their ad strategy. Look at what type of copy they're using. Look at their shopping ads. Look at what type of images they're using for their shopping ads. Look at what type of keywords they're using, right? And then you could look at things like their audience signal, right? You want to look at, for example, creating custom segments where you target their traffic as well. So competitive research is absolutely crucial. And it's an area that people neglect because I know it's not the most fun, but you need to really delve into what your competitors are doing because it's working for a reason and you need to understand why it's working, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is tracking. And tracking is one of the most fundamental aspects of Google Ads. You'll be surprised to see how many 7 and 8 figure brands, I'm talking spending, hundreds of thousands, don't even have proper tracking, right? Generating millions per year, and their tracking isn't optimized. And it's like, imagine what they would achieve if they had proper tracking, right? So what we do is we implement the most advanced, enhanced data layer conversion tracking, right? And what that means is, again, we look at enhanced conversions, but we also have data layer tracking, which is not affected by website changes or theme changes, right? That's number one. Number two, we really look at these soft conversions, which are crucial, especially in a new account, right? When you're in a new account, you really want to look at all these add to carts. You want to look at all the begin checkouts, again, because purchases aren't just going to start flooding your way. So in fact, strategy that you can test is you can set your primary conversion actions as these soft conversions. Now, I don't always recommend this, but I do in certain cases, for example, in certain high ticket cases, whatever, right? You want to make sure that you're optimizing for purchases as your primary objective. You want to make sure you have one primary conversion action, right? Don't add a ton of them. I see so many brands having multiple. You shouldn't do that. Make sure you have one primary conversion action, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is feed optimization. You need to understand that when it comes to Google Ads, the money lies within the shopping feed, whether that's shopping or PMAX, right? And how do you optimize your shopping feed? You look at, number one, the right keywords, right? Having those in your title in the right way with compelling copy that shows how your product stands out from your competitors. That's absolutely crucial, right? Again, product category. Make sure you pick the right taxonomy because that's something that's going to allow Google to understand what your product is, right? You want to make sure that you also pick compelling images. Again, look at what your competitors are doing. When it comes to images, it's always good to stand out. So for example, look at lifestyle images. Look at images with incredibly high quality, perhaps shown from a certain angle, right? Number three, account structure. And again, that's absolutely crucial. Is starting with the right, what campaigns do you start? The amount of times where I look at brands and they're running the wrong type of campaigns. For example, they'll start with a search campaign and they're spending thousands and it's not converting. And they're like, well, where Google Ads doesn't work. It does. You're just spending money in the wrong areas, right? So this is what we typically like to do, right? Number one, a PMax bestsellers campaign with assets. This, again, is one of the most revenue generating campaigns in e-commerce, right? You want to really highlight the majority of the spend towards bestsellers, and you want to use your best performing assets either on Meta or TikTok. Again, assets are crucial, guys, and that's where you should spend a lot of time testing. That's number one. Two is a catch-all campaign, either a PMax feed only or a shopping. For this client, we use PMax feed only. Again, that's where we saw a lot of results. Obviously, the Google algorithm is changing. It's giving more power to shopping again. So that's great. So again, it all ties back to feed optimization. And number three, because this brand had a strong brand existence, we made sure to have a brand search campaign. Now, since we've generated such positive results in the first month, now we're instantly looking at adding more top of funnel campaigns. So we started to test with YouTube. Again, it's a crucial aspect to test with a lot of creative as much as possible, because again, you're aiming for top of funnel with strong signals that are, for example, in market. That's something that works for us quite well. Also retargeting, such as, abandoned carts. Again, non-branded search is a crucial campaign type. As soon as you have, the search terms that are working from PMax, you want to instantly plug those in a non-branded cold search campaign. Why? Because you know that these keywords are already working, right? Then we have demand gen as well. For some clients, we find that YouTube works better than demand gen, others the opposite. Again, they're pushing demand gen, starting to generate some pretty solid results to acquire a lot of those new customers, really lower that CPA, right? So that was it in a nutshell. I hope what I said wasn't too much nonsense, but if you'd like us to run your ads, while you sit back, relax, completely done for you service, and you want us to generate that level of growth, no matter what your starting point is, feel free to reach out and I'd be more than happy to get on a call with you. All right.